Mr. Deepak Jain. He is a visionary whose exemplary experience has always led him to enter new markets, penetrate accounts, and expand the client base. His award-winning relationship-oriented sales have consistently set records for the past 15 plus years. His diversified sale experience across 25 different countries artfully matches needs with products or services while managing expectations for optimal satisfaction, retention, and results. He emerges as an effective manager and communicator who inspires winning teams to action by developing and delivering sales strategies with unwavering confidence, persuasion, and inspiration for the successful growth of the operation, team, and individual. Today, Mr. Jain will discuss the ecosystem of solar. So, delegates, let's welcome Mr. Deepak Jain.
So basically, my role here is to give idea about the complete solar ecosystem which is available in India as far as solar module manufacturing is concerned, and the complete ecosystem supporting the solar manufacturing. So in case of Grew Energy, we are committed to support the government of India's initiative to become the global players or to generate the global players through PLI, and we are one of the 11 bidders in PLI Tranche 2 for the solar vertical. We have committed for a 4 gigawatt of PV module manufacturing in India, 3 gigawatt of PV cell manufacturing in India, 300 tons per day of tempered glass manufacturing in India, and obviously the complete ecosystem which includes other components of the modules. Uh, it is EVA, backsheet, aluminum frame, sealant, junction box, and so on. So in case of PLI2, we have applied for 2 gigawatt of three-stage backward integration, wherein it will start from ingots, wafers, solar cells, and solar modules. So if we speak about the solar capacity, so as on today, the installed capacity is somewhere around 63.3, 65 gigawatt, and the allocated quantity is around 70-75 gigawatt. Obviously, to support this particular requirement or demand, we are not at all sufficient in India as far as manufacturing is concerned. And obviously, to support that, we all need to work together to grow the manufacturing segment and to support the mission of government of India to create the global players, not to support only the Indian requirements, but also the global requirements. So the nameplate capacity currently is 39 gigawatt. Why I am saying the nameplate capacity? Because the considering the yield of manufacturing, considering the high efficiency module manufacturing, which is required for the utility scale projects in India and globally, the capacity is somewhere around 12 to 15 gigawatt. Rest all capacity is not at all meant for the utility scale projects or for the global players, because that is for the old technology modules, and that's why I'm saying 39 gigawatt is nameplate capacity, but the usable capacity is around 12 to 15 gigawatt, which is as far as the current data is concerned. But yes, the projected capacity is 95 gigawatt, which will be operational by 2025. Out of that, again, it includes the other technology modules also, and so the actual capacity which will be usable for the utility scale projects will be somewhere around, in my opinion, will be 25 to 30 gigawatt. To support the module business, again, the backward integration cell, again, we are not at all at par with the industry requirements or the global requirements. Currently, the capacity is 4.8 gigawatt for solar cell manufacturing in India, which obviously is required to be as high as 12 to 15 gigawatt to support at least the Indian players. And the projected capacity, again, it is 33.6 gigawatt, considering all the projections or all the announcements given by various players in the industry. But again, it will be achievable only up to 12 to 15 gigawatt that time the actual requirement will be more than 30 gigawatts. So there is a huge investment is required in this particular segment, solar cell technology, the high efficiency cells like M10 and G12 wafers. So that is also a major concern from the industry side or the industry perspective to have the huge investment in this particular segment. And same is the case for the ingot and wafers also. Currently we do not have any capacity in India as far as the required quantum is already mentioned. But yes, there are players who have announced and they are coming up with the capacities, huge capacities. Obviously that will not serve the purpose. More and more investment, more and more players are required to enter into ingot wafer cell capacities so as to support the Indian module manufacturers. The other part of the ecosystem is solar glass manufacturing. So the glass manufacturing, we are huge as far as only glass is concerned. But if we speak about the solar glass, we have current capacity 1000 tons per day, which may support around 6 gigawatt of the module production in India, and the projected capacity is 2500 tons per day till 2025. Again, which will be, there is a huge delta required to be fulfilled so that it will support the Indian players and Indian industry to become self sufficient. Apart from solar glass, yes, there are requirements of EVA manufacturers, backsheet manufacturers, aluminum frame manufacturers, sealant manufacturers, junction box manufacturers. Just for an example, we have only two major junction box players in India. Out of that, 90% share by any Indian manufacturer out of two is one. So one player is supporting 90% of the requirement and other player 10% of the requirement. And overall requirement, the Indian players are supporting only 10%. So out of 100, 10 junction boxes are supplied by Indian manufacturers. Rest 90 we are still dependent on imports. Again, in case of glass also, in case of EVA, backsheet or other raw materials also, we have dependency over the outside vendors. And to support the Indian industry, to support, to actually in actual sense, if we would like to create global players, we need huge investments in all the ecosystem, complete ecosystem, to develop the complete 100% Indian product to support the global requirements. This is all about the solar ecosystem, and we are committed to support the complete ecosystem, right from ingot, wafer, cell, modules, and the other raw materials, to have the to support the Indian government's plan to have self-sufficient in terms of the energy. Thank you so much.